Be you. Be strong. Be who you were born to be. Welcome to Being Stronger with Kate Vanden Boss. Hello, and welcome to this week's Oracle Guidance for the upcoming week of March 16th to the 22nd. I'm Kate Vanden Boss with Being Stronger, and this reading is intended as a guidance for the collective journey this week. We're taking a look at the overall energy along with any other lessons that our souls are being asked to explore. Then we're going to look at where we are on the path of our soul's journey as a collective energy. And then finally, who is the guardian ally that is going to be energetically walking that path alongside us? A reminder that we're not alone in this adventure. We are always guided and protected. So that's what we're going to be exploring today. Now more than ever, we're being asked to pay attention to the signs that we are being given by the universe every day. They help us stay in alignment with our own personal soul's growth. We're all here for a reason, a higher purpose. And when there is chaos in the outer world around us, it can be a challenge to stay connected to your own inner compass, which is designed to keep you on your path. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. This is a general reading for the collective energies, and my intention is that everyone who experiences this will walk away with at least one important message that will help them navigate their experience this week. So let's start by taking a look at the overall energy for the week. Now, the card that I wanted to come out is Thriving, and this is talking about the Tree of Life. So the card meaning focuses on the story of the baobab tree of the African savanna, which is the tree known as the Tree of Life. And this tree has adapted over the last 200 million years so that it can successfully survive and thrive in a very harsh environment, and at the same time provide protection, nutrition, and water for others. The message arrives for you today to remind you that you are a survivor too. And not only will you survive in challenging circumstances, but you will also see the opportunities to thrive. Expand while others may shrink. It's a time to adapt to your circumstances and not be overcome by them. Others around you may need your strength and resilience as their own protection right now too, which will help them nourish you in return as long as you are maintaining your own personal boundaries and filling up your well first before spilling it over to others. It's a really important boundary reminder, especially if you're one of those kind of people that instinctively wants to put everybody else's air mask on before you put your own on. Now, here are a few things that are jumping out for me about this card and other messages for this week ahead. So trees symbolically are about being grounded. One of the meanings is about being grounded. And they have roots that run deep, making them strong and steady. But they're also able to bend and flex with the winds of change. In fact, if a tree doesn't flex with the force of the wind, it will snap. So being rigid will not help anyone right now. We need to focus on extending our energetic roots into the ground so that you are stable in these times of energetic chaos and change. Going with the flow and being not attached to a specific outcome, but being secure in yourself and knowing that you are always safe. There's the quote, when the roots run deep, there is no need to fear the wind. It's something to think about this week. And one of the other messages that's coming through with this card is about choosing to be alone and stepping away from the herd. You notice that the giraffe is pictured standing alone, is tall and elegant, and the rest of the herd is in the distance, but they're all giving each other space, which this seems to be an ongoing theme for us this week. But instead of being sad and lonely, it feels like there is enlightenment, like with the rays of the sun shining brightly around the giraffe's head. So there's the energy of the hermit, and we'll keep coming back to that throughout this reading, but the energy of the hermit is where you intentionally spend time alone, allowing the inner voice of your soul a chance to be heard. And the other interesting symbology with this card is the giraffe itself and the message around holding your head up high and listening to your heart. Now, the giraffe spirit animal symbolizes the ability to rise above earthly challenges. It provides you the energy of having confidence to get through the toughest of situations. So listening to your heart and allowing your awareness to lead the way, especially in these times of confusion, what could potentially be a very confusing time for a lot of people right now. So the giraffe is able to look up at the horizon, and your soul will be the most reliable source of the guidance you are needing this week. So try and avoid the immediate distractions right in front of you that may have your head reeling, and you want to connect with your heart and soul and keep an eye on the horizon and the bigger picture, and always coming from a place of being heart-centered. So the next question was, what does the path hold for us this week ahead? And the card that came out was grounding. Go deep and explore your roots. So we are at a collective point in our journey this week where it's important to stop and ground ourselves. It's a time of introspection and an assessment point of what's truly essential in our lives, and then letting go of what isn't essential. So staying flexible, being present, and releasing the need to feel and be busy. By taking a step back, you may see opportunities that you'd previously missed, such as messages from your guides in the universe that you'd been moving too fast to notice and integrate before. If your energy has been scattered lately, this is a chance to bring it all back home to you where it belongs, and hold firm to what you know to be true for you and stand up for what you believe in. If you can't actually put your back against a tree and feel its solid support, use the power of your imagination. Send your energetic roots deep into the earth and feel your branches reaching up towards the sunlight. Feel the strength in your spine as you imagine standing firm against the solid trunk of an ancient tree. It may also be an appropriate time for you to offer protection to someone else that you see in need. Protect those that around you that don't have the power right now to protect themselves or stand up for themselves. And there's some more repeating themes coming up in this card, which of course is no surprise. So we have the tree again, and about being present and supported. So the tree shown here is super solid and steady. It's been around for a long time, and I'm sure has seen a lot of different things come and go. The girl she seems to sink into the support of the tree, trusting that it will hold her weight and support her. I highly recommend making some time to get outside and let nature support you this week, in whatever way that looks like for you. It could be listening to the birds sing over your morning coffee, going for a walk in the woods, listening to the waves on the beach, getting your hands dirty while you work in your garden, as well as sitting under the shade of an old tree and just taking some really big, deep breaths. Whatever you do, just do it with intention. Be present, listen, and feel. And one of the other things that I've noticed about this card was the presence of water and about emotionally going with the flow here. And water is symbolic of our emotional world. And the water shown here is still. It's not turbulent and raging. It's calm and steady and still flowing on its intended path ahead. Another reminder for us is to keep our emotions under control this week and to go with the flow, but to continue to make steady progress forward. A river doesn't run in a straight line. There are bends in the river's path. And even here in this card, we can't see around the corner, but that doesn't stop the water flowing forward. So as I say, be like water this week. And when you fight against a current, you expend so much energy. And if you relax and just let the water support you, it carries you forward gently and with very little energy needed. So there will be times to ride the rapids and to go over the edge of a waterfall in the future. But this week, it's about staying calm and steady and trusting that you are supported in heading in the right direction. And again, we have another example of solitude. She's on her own, sitting underneath the tree. And again, it's a reminder of the hermit energy, intentionally being alone and grounded and taking time for inner exploration and contemplation. Maybe that means doing some of the things you've been procrastinating because you've been too busy. Reading that book you really wanted to buy, but it's been sitting next to you on your bed. Finishing that painting that you started, but haven't given yourself the time to revisit. Maybe journaling, writing, thinking, planning your next creative business project, talking with your friends, talking to your family, and actually giving them the time to be present with them. It might also just be a case of simply giving yourself some space and time to be alone and just sit in silence. And then the final question is, who is our ally energy this week? Who's going to be walking the path alongside us? And if the above messages are not clear enough, Spirit would really like to drive home the message that the hermit energy is a top priority this week. The hermit ancestor brings us the message that in order to continue your journey of growth, you need to stop and recharge right now. So it's important to connect directly to the messages coming from your heart space. It's important to meditate and feel into any decisions that you need to make, if you need to make any decisions at all, and not rush forward with anything that you haven't fully listened to your inner guidance about. There is no need to rush. Remember the river. So it's about staying calm, relaxing, and just keep flowing forward this week. So I just want to say a big thank you for joining me for this week's Energy Oracle Guidance. Please feel free to share this message with anyone that you feel could use the support right now, and let me know how these energies support you this week. Until next time, courageous one, be you, be strong.